Hello and welcome to PRISMS. My name's Emma Huber and I'm part of the team behind PRISMS. So PRISMS can be used as a delivery platform for the tens of thousands of texts that are included. And as with most full text databases, there is a simple search, an advanced search and filters. So you get to the search from the Editions tab. There are various different search fields that you can use, including the full text. In the advanced search, you can combine multiple search fields. You can also use Boolean search, so and, or, and not, and wildcards. So for example, I can search for Clarissa by Samuel Richardson with the date range 1747, which is when it was first published, to 1800. And when I click on submit, and you'll be able to see there are 26 results. They're in two different languages, English and German, and those results come from 3 different collections. In the results list, I have 4 different options. I can view the details of each text. Here I can scroll through and find out all about this particular edition and the source text for it. This one comes from the Deutsches Textarchiv. And I can see everything that the system knows about that particular text. I can also bookmark the text, and we'll be coming back to bookmarks in a separate tutorial. I can see a graph preview. Now the graph is a way of visualizing all the processes involved in this particular publication, including its digitization history, its provenance, and all of the book history to do with it. PRISMS actually allows you to add great detail to this visual, and there'll be more on that on the separate tutorial about the graph view. The last option is to add or remove the work from your workbench, and clicking on the work title will also add the text to the workbench, which is where you can view all the different components of the edition, including the full text, the facsimile, any related scholarship, and so on. The workbench functionality is covered in a separate tutorial. But what if you're interested in another version of Clarissa published in French, which isn't yet in PRISMS? So on the top right is the option to create an edition record. This allows you to add texts to PRISMS. All the editions are private to you, although you do have the option to publish your editions to the wider community, which is something else that we'll cover in a separate tutorial. For now, let's go to the National Library of France catalogue, to the record that we want to add, and copy the title. Going back to PRISMS, we can paste in the title and then click Find Match. This is a way to avoid duplication, just in case that the text is there, which you'd happen to miss. As there are no matches, we can go with the title we pasted in. We'll do the same for the author. Richardson, there's rather a lot of Richardsons in the database, so I'm going to need to add that I'm going to need to put in the full name Samuel Richardson in order to get a more reduced list of possible authors. So we do that again, and here we've got a list of Samuel Richardsons. There's still quite a few different Samuel Richardsons. I certainly don't want the English cricketer for Derbyshire. I'm going to go with the Wikidata because that one has the most detail in the summary, and I can be sure that it's the correct Samuel Richardson. So I'm going to associate my author with that particular person. And the primary text wasn't born digital, it's a digitization. On clicking submit, you can see that it's now been added to my list of records that I've created, and on there I can add it to the workbench. I've clicked add to workbench because it's the workbench where I'll be able to add the link to the facsimile held by the National Library of France. And I'll cover how to do that in the separate tutorial on the workbench functionality, so please join me for that to find out even more about PRISMS.